so
Oh
good.
yeah, it
So
was so good.
You can't see it, it's only a listening.
Yeah.
they did an audio, but I'm sure hopefully next summer they're gonna do it.
Do it
Yeah.
over NPR, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, it was on NPR.
Cast together.
Was that with Lupita Nyong'o also?
Yeah, I think she did the sort of read the
Yeah, the stage directions.
Who is the actor who plays Richard? Oh, he's so good.
I don't know, but it really was. It was terrific. The one thing that really threw me off is when they have like John of Gaunt dying and you have the medical devices beeping in the background. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, but then again, it's like, of course, you do it as a sort of a modern thing and getting the sense, yeah, he's really sick on radio. We'll have one of those things. I mean, there is that how do you do Shakespeare or contemporary and also be true to the historical period, but
yeah.
Any event. Well, it's after 8 o'clock now.
There you go.
Today we're doing Chekhov. This is
wait.
the Instant Shakespeare Company, which we transform into the Instant Chekhov Ensemble. So because as I say, I also really feel that Chekhov is worthy of attention. And I mean, I think one of the things that there are so I'm not going to stop doing Shakespeare readings because we love doing Shakespeare readings, but there are a lot of Shakespeare readings out there, but there are also a lot of other great plays out there too. So we're going to do this, and I don't know how these will sound because these were these translations were the ones that I could get that were in the public domain for free. So that's what they are, and so what that also generally means is that they're rather old translations. So we'll see what that's like. There is a certain word that is and I will definitely try to avoid in Tolkachov's speech when he's like, "I'm a slave." Yeah, so I'll skip over that word.
All right. Yeah.
But in any event, I do think that these plays are fun, and I think that there's a really great reservoir of comedy to be mined from Chekhov. And I think probably just as with Shakespeare, as we live in tough times and we realize how tough the times we are currently living in, there were times that were a lot tougher than that. So like pre-revolutionary Russia, perhaps. So I mean, I think that's another thing that we can gain solace from. Before we get started, let's just make sure that everybody who should, well, I know, as I said, I know Ben's being late. I think everybody else is here, but can we just sort of, if anybody has not checked in terms of if their audio and video works, I have heard from Ken, I have heard from Missy. Christine, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to check in and make sure that things were working. Okay, great. And you're wearing red. Thank you.
Why is that good?
Well, in the stage direction, it says wearing a red dress. So.
Oh, well, you know what's funny about her is she doesn't have any lines, but it's okay because
She has the lines at the beginning. She doesn't have any other lines. Well, I'll give you something else then. You can also.
oh, that's fine. I'm really good for listening tonight. I'm having one of those nights where I'm like, and I haven't read any of the one acts, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is also sort of instant Shakespeare. Sometimes it's being read in the instant for the first time. So we'll just dive in and see how it goes. And I think, I mean, there's other things. If you want to, then you can play the, we'll figure something out before we get to that one.
Yeah, if you need me, let me know. Otherwise, I'm okay.
Okay. I thought there was more with you, but other than the very beginning. But anyways, so then let's just get started then. So as usual, we'll just sort of
Mute ourselves.
Yeah, mute and stop your video when you're not in.
Okay.
And the first one is we're going to start with the tragedian in spite of himself, and with Bill and me as characters Ivan Ivanovich Tolkachov and Alexeyevich Marashkin. So we'll begin with the tragedian in spite of himself. The scene is laid in St. Petersburg, Marashkin's flat, Marashkin's study, comfortable furniture, Mrashkin is seated at the desk. Enter Tolkachev, holding in his hands a glass globe for a lamp, a toy bicycle, 3 hat boxes, a large parcel containing a dress, a bin case of beer, and several little parcels. He looks around stupidly and lets himself down on the sofa in exhaustion.
How do you do, Ivan Ivanovich? Delighted to see you. What brings you here?
My dear good fellow, I want to ask you something. I implore you, lend me a revolver till tomorrow. Be a friend.
What do you need a revolver for?
I must have it. Oh, little fathers, give me some water. Water, quickly. I must have it. I've got to go through a dark wood tonight, so in case of accidents, do please lend it to me.
You liar, Ivan Ivanovich. What the devil have you got to do in a dark wood? I expect you are up to something. I can see by your face that you are up to something. What's the matter with you? Are you ill?
Oh, wait a moment. Let me breathe.
Yes.
Oh, little mothers, I'm dog tired. I've got a feeling all over me and my head as well, as if I've been roasted on a spit. I can't stand it any longer. Be a friend and don't ask me any questions or insist on details. Just give me a revolver, I beseech you.
Well, really, Ivan Ivanovich, what cowardice is this? The father of a family and a civil servant holding a responsible post. For shame!
What sort of a father of a family am I? I am a martyr. I am a beast of burden, a slave, a rascal who keeps on waiting here for something to happen instead of starting off for the next world. I am a rag, a fool, an idiot. Why am I alive? What's the use? No, you now tell me, why am I alive? What's the purpose of this uninterrupted series of mental and physical sufferings? I understand being a martyr to an idea, yes, but to be a martyr to the devil knows what? Skirts and lamp clubs. No, I humbly decline. No, no, no. I've had enough. Enough.
Don't shout. The neighbors will hear you.
I'll let your neighbors hear. It's all the same to me. If you don't give me a revolver, somebody else will. And then there'll be an end of me anyway. I've made up my mind.
Hold on. You've pulled off a button. Speak calmly. I still don't understand what's wrong with your life.
What's wrong? You ask me what's wrong. Very well. I'll tell you very well. I'll tell you everything. And then perhaps my soul will be united. Let's sit down. Now listen. Oh, little mothers, I am out of breath. Just let's take today as an instance. Let's take today. As you know, I've got to work at the Treasury from 10 to 4. It's hot, it's stuffy, there are flies, and my dear fellow, the very dickens of a chaos. The secretary is on leave, Krapov has gone to get married, and the smaller fry is mostly in the country making love or occupied with amateur theatricals. Everybody is so sleepy, tired, and done up that you can't get any sense out of them. The secretary's duties are in the hands of an individual who is deaf in the left ear and in love. The public has lost its memory. Everybody is running about angry and raging, and there is such a hullabaloo that you can't hear yourself speak. Confusion and smoke everywhere, and my work is deathly. Always the same, always the same. First a correction, then a reference. Back, another correction, another reference back. It's all as monotonous as the waves of the sea. One's eyes, you understand, simply crawl out of one's head. Give me some water. You come out a broken, exhausted man. You would like to dine and fall asleep, but you don't. You remember that you live in the country. That is, you are a slave, a rag, a bit of string, and a bit of limp flesh, and you've got to run around and do errands. Where we live, a pleasant custom has grown up. When a man goes to town, every wretched female inhabitant, not to mention one's own wife, has the power and right to give him a crowd of commissions. The wife orders you to run into the modistes and curse her for making the bodice too wide across the chest and too narrow across the shoulders. Little Sonia wants a new pair of shoes. Your sister-in-law wants a scarlet silk like a pattern at 20 kopecks and 3 Arshins. Look, just wait. I'll read it to you. a globe for a lamp, 1 pound of pork sausage, 5 kopecks worth of cloves and cinnamon, castor oil for Misha, 10 pounds of granulated sugar to bring with you from home, a copper jar for the sugar, carbolic acid, insect powder, 10 kopecks worth, 20 bottles of beer, vinegar, and corsets for Mademoiselle Chanson at number 82. Oof! And to bring home Misha's winter coat and galoshes. This is the order of my wife and family. These are the commissions of our dear friends and neighbors. The devil take them. Tomorrow is the name day of Volodya Vlazin. I have to buy a bicycle for him. The wife of Lieutenant Colonel Verkin is in an interesting condition, and I'm therefore bound to call in at the midwives every day and invite her to come, and so on and so on. Oh, there's 5 notes in my pocket, and my handkerchief is all in knots. And so, my dear fellow, you spend the time between your office and your trade running around the town like a dog with your tongue hanging out and running and cursing life from the clothiers to the chemists, from the chemists to the modistes, from the modistes to the pork butchers, and then back again to the chemists. In one place, you stumble. In a second, you lose your money. In a third, you forget to pay, and they raise a hue and cry after you. In a fourth, you tread on the train of a lady dressed. You get so shaken up from all that your bones ache all night, and you dream of crocodiles. Well, you've made all your purchases, but how are you to pack up all these things? For instance, how are you to put a heavy copper jar together with the lamp globe or the carbolic acid with the tea? How are you to make a combination of beer bottles and this bicycle? It is the labor of Hercules, a puzzle, a rebus, whatever tricks you think of. In the long run, you're bound to smash or scatter something. And at the station in the train, you have to stand with your arms apart, holding up some parcel or other under your chin with parcels, cardboard boxes, and such like rubbish all over you. The train starts. The passengers begin to throw your luggage about on all sides. You've got your things on somebody else's seat. They yell. They call for the conductor. They threaten to have you put out. What can I do? Just stand and blink my eyes like a whacked donkey. Now, listen to this. I get home. You'd think I'd like to have a nice little drink after my righteous labors and a good square meal. Isn't that so? But there was no chance of that. My spouse has been on the lookout for me for some time. You've hardly started on your soup when she has claws into you, wretched slave that you are. And wouldn't you like to go to some amateur theatricals or to a dance? You can't protest. You are a husband. And the word husband, when translated into the language of summer residents in the country, means a dumb beast which you can load to any extent without fear of the interference of the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. So you go and blink at a family scandal or something. You applaud when your wife tells you to, and you feel worse and worse and worse, and you expect an apoplectic fit to happen at any moment. If you go to a dance, you have to find partners for your wife, and there is a shortage of them. You dance the quadrilles yourself. You go back from the theater or the dance after midnight when you are no longer a man, but a useless, limp rag. Well, at last you've got what you want. You unrobe and get into bed. It's excellent. You can close your eyes and sleep. Everything is so nice, poetic, and warm. You understand there are no children squealing behind the wall, and you've got rid of your wife, and your conscience is clear. What more can you want? You fall asleep. And suddenly, you hear a buzz. Gnats! Gnats! Oh, be they triply cursed. Gnats! Gnats! It's one of the plagues of Egypt. It's one of the tortures of the Inquisition. Buzz! It sounds so pitiful, so pathetic, as if it's begging your pardon. But the villain stings you, so you have to scratch yourself for an hour after. You smoke and go for them and cover yourself from head to foot, but it is no good. At last, you have to sacrifice yourself and let the cursed things devour you. You've no sooner got used to the gnats than another plague begins. Downstairs, your wife begins practicing sentimental songs with her 2 friends. They sleep by day and rehearse for amateur concerts by night. Oh my God, the tenors are a torture with which no gnats on earth can compare. Oh, tell me not, my Ruth has ruined you. Before thee do I stand enchanted. Oh, the beastly things. They've about killed me. So as to deafen myself a little, I do this, I drum on my ears. This goes on till 4 o'clock. Oh, give me some water, brother. I can't. Oh, well, having slept, well, not having slept, you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and off you go to the station. You run so as not to be late, and it's muddy, foggy, cold. Brr, when you go to town and start all over again. So there, brother, it's a horrible life. I wouldn't wish one like it on my enemy. You understand? I'm ill, got asthma, heartburn. I'm always afraid of something. I've got indigestion. Everything is thick before me. I've become a regular psychopath. Only between yourselves, I want to go down to see Chekhov or Mezayevsky. There's some devil in me, brother. In moments of despair and suffering, when the gnats are stinging or the tenors sing, everything suddenly grows dim. You jump up and race around the whole house like a lunatic and shout, "I want blood, blood!" And really, all the time you do, all the time you do want to let a knife into somebody or hit him over the head with a chair. That's what life in a summer villa leads to. And nobody has any sympathy for me, and everybody seems to think it's all as it should be. People even laugh. But understand, I am a living being and I want to live. This isn't a farce, it's tragedy. I say, if you don't give me your revolver, you might at any rate sympathize.
I do sympathize.
Let's see how much you sympathize. Goodbye. I've got to go buy some anchovies and some sausage and some toothpaste and then to the station.
Wait, where are you living?
At Carrion River.
Really? Then you'll know Olga Pavlovna Finberg, who lives there.
I know her. We are even acquainted.
Perfectly splendid. Oh, that's so convenient. And it would be so good of you.
What's that?
My dear fellow, wouldn't you do one little thing for me? Be a friend. Promise me now.
What's that?
It would be such a friendly action. I implore you, my dear man, in the first place, give Olga Pavlovna my very kind regards. And in the second place, there's a little thing I would like you to take down to her. She asked me to get a sewing machine, but I haven't anybody to send it down to her. You take it, my dear. Yes, and you might at the same time take down this canary cage. Only be careful or you'll break the door. Yeah. What are you looking at me like that for?
A sewing machine? Canary in a cage? Siskins, different.
Ivan Ivanovich, what's the matter with you? You are turning purple.
Give me the sewing machine. Where's the bird cage? Now get on top of yourself. Eat me. Tear me to pieces. Kill me. I want blood. Blood. Blood.
You've gone mad.
I want blood. Blood. Blood.
He's gone mad. Peter, where are you?
I want blood. 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 Curtain. All right. Well, that was just
a mouthful.
Yes, just quite a lot. So let's see. Oh wait, I think he's here. Let me just see. And we're now. Yes, great. Our
Well, that was fun.
yes.
So
yes. So now, yeah. Thank you all. That was a rant that I enjoyed doing and that I thoroughly sympathize with. So, and now we will be on. Yes. Our Lomov is here. So let us.
We're in Jersey. You live in Jersey?
I live in Jersey.
Where in Jersey?
Bloomfield.
Oh God, I have to give you something to take down there.
Yeah, let me just see. Like just today, where I took to Brooklyn to take someone to Tom's. Okay, all right. So yeah. No, this is nothing like my life at all. No, not at all.
how's everybody's sound? Because everybody sounds a little muffled to me. Am I sounding muffled also?
No.
Okay. No, you don't sound muffled.
Paul sounded muffled.
Yeah, you sound a bit muffled, Paul.
I sounded muffled.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay. I don't know.
Did Bill sound muffled?
Ben doesn't sound muffled.
Doesn't worry my headpiece.
So Lomov is Ben, right?
Yes. So let us get on to the proposal.
I'm going to ask your daughter for your hand. I look forward to this, Michael. We haven't acted together in ages.
And I put on a special hat for the occasion.
I love it.
All right.
So you're gonna read stage directions or no or what?
I'll just read the sort of like exits and enters, not the
Yeah.
internal stage.
Paul, you do sound muffled. I don't know why.
What, I don't know what's, let me see if I, what's.
What if you just went on and off and on again? Does that sometimes fixes it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's something with my settings. If I,
Okay.
let's see. Okay, how does this sound? Does this sound better? Or does
No.
this sound any different?
Not really.
Hmm.
It's not terrible. It's just a little
It
foggy.
just sounds like you're speaking through a cloth or something.
Yeah. All right.
Paul, are you going to at least read "The Scene Is Laid"? Or just to...
Yeah. Right. We have proposal characters. I won't even bother reading the proposals. We have Stepan. I will read them. Stepan Stepanovich Chubakov, a landowner. Natalia Stepanova, his daughter, 25 years old. Ivan Vasilievich Lomov, a neighbor of Chubakov's, a large and hardy but very suspicious landowner. The scene is laid at Chubakov's country house, a drawing
You're
room
not on yet.
in
Yeah.
Chubakov's house.
Can you give me
Miss
one?
Keith,
Can you give me
block
1
yourself.
second?
Sure.
I wanna fix my settings. I'm sorry I jumped on late. Just give me a quick second.
That's okay. Missy, you need to hide your video. It won't make sense if you're here right now. You're playing.
Yeah,
Go.
Missy, you should like stop your video for now and then come in when you come in the scene. Okay, Missy.
Okay, I've got my video on.
You've got to shut it off. You don't
Oh,
enter. You're not in yet. We're talking about you.
Yeah.
Won't make sense if you're here.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
off
It really won't.
stage. You're off
You're doing the whole play.
Yes, but she doesn't know what's going on here.
There you go.
Chubukov.
Okay, I fixed my settings. I'm ready to go. Thank you.
All right. The scene is laid at Chubakov's country house, a drawing room in Chubakov's house. Lomov enters wearing a dress jacket and white gloves. Chubakov rises to meet him.
My dear fellow, whom do I see? Ivan Velitsevich. I am extremely glad. Now, this is a surprise, my darling. How are you?
Thank you. And how may you be getting on?
We just get along somehow, my angel, to your prayers and so on. Sit down, please do. Now, you know, you shouldn't forget all about your neighbors, my darling. My dear fellow, why are you so formal in your get-up? Evening dress, gloves, and so on. Can you be going anywhere, my treasure?
No. I've come only to see you, honored Stepanovich.
Oh, then why are you in an evening dress, my precious? As if you're paying a New Year's Eve visit.
You see, it's like this. You see, I've come to you, honored Stepanovich, to trouble you with a request. Now, not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help, and you have always, so to speak. I must ask your pardon. I'm getting excited. I shall drink some water, honored Stepanovich.
He's come to borrow money. Can't give him any. What is it, my beauty?
You see, I beg pardon, Stepan Honorovich, Honor Stepanovich. I mean, I'm awfully excited, as you will please notice. In short, you can help me, although I don't deserve it, of course, and I haven't any right to count on your assistance.
Don't go round and round it, darling. Spit it out. Well?
One moment. This very minute. The fact is, I've come to ask the hand of your daughter, Natalia Stepanovna, in marriage.
By Jove, Ivan Velitsevich! Say it again. I didn't hear it all.
I have the honor.
My dear fellow, I'm so glad, and so on. Yes, indeed, and all that sort of thing. I've been hoping for it for a long time. It's been my continual desire. I've always loved you, my angel, as if you were my own son. May God give you both his help and his love and so on. And I did so much hope. What am I behaving like this idiot? Wait for. I'm off with my balance with joy. Absolutely off with my balance. Oh, with all my soul. I'll go and call Natasha and all that.
Honored Stepan Stepanovich, do you think I may count on her consent?
Why, of course, my darling. And As if she won't consent? She's in love. Egad, she's like a lovesick cat and so on. Shan't be long.
Oh, God, I'm cold. I'm trembling all over. Just as if I got an examination before me. Now, the great thing is, I must have my mind made up. If I give myself time to think, to hesitate, to talk a lot, to look for an ideal or for real love, then I'll never get married. It's cold in here. Natalia Stepanovna is an excellent housekeeper, not bad looking, well educated. What more do I need? What more do I want? I'm getting a noise in my ears from all the excitement. It's impossible for me not to marry. In the first place, I'm already 35, a critical age, so to speak. And in the second place, I ought to lead a quiet and regular life. I suffer from palpitations. I'm excitable. I'm always getting awfully upset. At this very moment, my lips are trembling and there's a twitch in my right eyebrow. But the very worst of all is the way I sleep. I no sooner get into bed and begin to go off, and suddenly something in my left side gives a pull. I can feel my shoulder and then my head, and I jump up like a lunatic. I walk about a bit, and then I lie down a bit, and soon I begin to get off to sleep, and there's another pull. And this may happen 20 times, and
Natalia Stepanovna comes in.
Oh, there, it's you. And Papa said, go, there's a merchant come for his goods. How do you do, Ivan Vasilievich?
How do you do, honored Natalia Stepanovna?
You must excuse my apron and negligee. We're shilling piece for drying. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Sit down. Won't you have some lunch?
No, thank you. I've had some already.
Then smoke. Here are the matches. The weather is splendid now, but yesterday it was so wet that the workmen didn't do anything all day. How much have you stacked? Just think, I felt greedy and had a whole field cut, and now I'm not at all pleased about it because I'm afraid my hay may not have ought to have waited a bit. But what's this? Why you're in the evening dress? Well, I never. Are you going to a ball or what? Though I must say you look better. Tell me, why are you got up like that?
You see, honored Natalia Stepanovna, the fact is I've made up my mind to ask you to hear me out. Of course, you'll be surprised and perhaps even angry, but it's cold.
What's the matter? Well?
I shall try to be brief. You must know, honored Natalia Stepanovna, that I have long, since my childhood in fact, had the privilege of knowing your family. My late aunt and her husband, from whom, as you know, I inherited my land, always had the greatest respect for your father and your late mother. The Lomovs and the Chubakovs have always had the most friendly, and I might say almost the most affectionate regard for each other. And as you know, my land is a near neighbor of yours. You will remember that my oxen meadows touch your birchwoods.
Excuse my interrupting you. You say my oxen meadows, but are they yours?
Yes, mine.
What are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours.
No, mine, honored Natalia Stepanovna.
Well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out?
How? I'm speaking of those oxen meadows which are wedged between your birchwoods and the burnt marsh.
Yes, they're ours.
No, you're mistaken, honored Natalia Stepanovna. They're mine.
Just think, Ivan Vasilievich, how long have they been yours?
How long? Long as I can remember.
Really, you want to get me to believe that?
But you can see from the documents, honored Natalia Stepanovna, Oxen Meadows, it's true, were once the subject of dispute, but now everyone knows that they're mine. There's nothing to argue about. You see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in perpetuity to the peasants of your father's grandmother, in return for which they were to make bricks for her. The peasants belonging to your father's grandfather had the free use of the meadows for 40 years and had got into the habit of regarding them as their own when it happened that...
No, it isn't at all like that. Both my grandfather and great-grandfather reckoned that their land extended to Burnt Moss, which means that Oxen Meadows were ours. I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly.
Well, I'll show you the documents, Natalia Stepanovna.
No, you're simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise. We've had the land for nearly 300 years, and then we're suddenly told that it isn't ours. Ivan Vasilievich, I can hardly believe my own ears. These meadows aren't worth much to me. They only came to 5 desiatins, 13.5 acres, and are worth perhaps 300 rubles, 30 pounds, and I can't stand unfairness. Say what you will, but I can't stand unfairness.
No, hear me out, I implore you. The peasants of your father's grandfather, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you, used to bake bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now, my aunt's grandmother, wishing to make them a pleasant gift to you, and it is your line.
I can't make head or tail of all this about aunts and grandfathers and grandmothers. The meadows are ours, and that's all.
Mine.
Ours. You can go on proving it for 2 days on end, and you can go on and put on 15 dress jackets, but I tell you, they're ours. Ours. I don't want anything of yours, and I don't want to give up anything of mine. So there.
Natalia Ivanovna, I don't want the meadows, but I'm acting on principle. Now, if you like, I'll make you a present of them.
I can make you a present of them myself because they're mine. Your behavior, Ivan Vasilievich, is strange to say the least. Up to this, we have always thought of you as a good neighbor, a friend. Last year, we lent you our threshing machine, although on that account, we had to put off our own threshing till November, but you behaved to us as if we were gypsies, giving me my own land indeed. No, really, that's not at all neighborly. In my opinion, it's even imprudent, if you want to know.
Then you make out that I am a land grabber? Madam, never in my life have I grabbed anyone else's land. I shan't allow anyone to accuse me of having done so. Oxen Meadows are mine.
It's not true, the owls.
Mine.
It's not true. I'll prove it. I'll send my mowers out to the meadows this very day.
What?
My mowers will be there this very day.
I'll give it to them in the neck.
You dare.
Oxen Meadows are mine. Do you understand? Mine.
Please don't shout. You can shout yourself hoarse in your own house, but here I must ask you to restrain yourself.
If it wasn't, madam, for this awful excruciating palpitation, if my whole inside wasn't upset, I'd talk to you in a different way. Oxen Meadows are mine.
Owls.
Mine.
Owls.
Mine.
What's the matter? Why are you shouting at?
Papa, please tell to this gentleman who owns Oxen Meadows. We or he?
Darling, the meadows are ours.
But please, Stepan Stepanich, how can they be yours? Do be a reasonable man. My aunt's grandmother gave the meadows for the temporary and free use of your grandfather's peasants, The peasants used the land for 40 years and got as accustomed to it as if it was their own. And when it happened that...
Excuse me, my precious, you forgot just this, that the peasants didn't pay your grandmother at all that, because the meadows were in dispute and so on. And now everybody knows that they're ours. It means that you haven't seen the plan.
I'll prove to you that they're mine.
You won't prove it, my darling.
I shall.
Dear one, why yell like that? You won't prove anything just by yelling. I don't want anything of yours and don't intend to give up what I have. Why should I? And you know, my beloved, and that if you propose to go on arguing about it, I'd much sooner give up the meadows to the peasants than to you. There.
I don't understand. How have you the right to give away someone else's property?
You may take it that I know whether I have the right or not, because, young man, I'm not used to being spoken to in that tone of voice, and so on. I, young man, am twice your age, and ask you to speak to me without agitating yourself and all that.
No, you just think I'm a fool and you want to have me on. You call my land yours, and then you want me to talk to you calmly and politely? Good neighbors don't behave that way. Stepanich, you are not a neighbor, you're a grabber.
What's that? What did you say? What did you say?
Natalia?
Natalia,
Papa, son. Natalia, are you there?
what did you say?
You see, I'll have the matter to take into court, and then I'll show you.
Natalia, are you there? You got
Oh, yes.
What did you
I'm
say?
here.
top of
Oh
20.
yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to think. Where we back? Where we up to?
29, top of the
Oh
page.
yes. Papa sent the meadows out to the meadows at once.
What did you say, sir?
Oaks and meadows are ours, and I shan't give them up. Shan't give them up. Shan't give them up.
We'll see. I'll have the matter taken to court, and then I'll show you.
To court? You can take it to court and all that. You can, I know you. You're just on the lookout for a chance to go to court and all that. You pettifogger. All you people were like that, all of them.
Never mind about my people. The Lomovs have always been honorable people, and not one has ever been tried for embezzlement like your grandfather.
You Lomovs have had lunacy in your family, all of you. All of you. Natalia, come on.
All.
Your grandfather was a drunkard, and your younger aunt, Natasha Milanova, ran away with an architect and so on.
And your mother was humpbacked. Something's pulling at my side. My head. Help. Water.
Your father was a guzzling gambler.
And there haven't been many. Natalia, you got to stay with
Oh
us.
yes. Oh yeah. And there haven't been many backbiters to equal your aunt.
Oh, my left foot has gone to sleep. You're an intriguer, oh my heart. And it's an open secret that before the last elections, Oh, I can see stars. Where's my hat? Where's my hat?
It's low. It's dishonest. It's mean.
And you're just a malicious, double-faced intriguer, yes.
Here's my hat. Oh, my heart. Which way? Where's the door? I think I'm dying. My foot's quite numb.
And don't set foot in my house again.
Ah!
Take it to court. We'll see.
Devil take him.
What a rascal. What trust can one have in one's neighbors after that?
Villain, scarecrow.
The monster. First he takes out land and then he has the impudence to abuse us.
And that blind hen, yes, that turnip ghost has the confounded cheek to make a proposal and so on. What? A proposal?
What proposal?
He came here so as to propose to you.
To propose to me? Why didn't you tell me so before?
He dresses up in evening clothes, the stuffed sausage, the wizen-faced frump.
To propose to me? Bring him back. I'll bring him here.
Bring whom here?
Quick. I'll fetch him.
What's that? What's the matter with you? Oh, unhappy man that I am. I'll shoot myself. I'll hang myself. We're done for.
I'm dying, fetch him.
Do it at once. Don't yell.
Oh, what have they done to me? Fetch him back, fetch him.
He's coming, and so on. Devil take him. Oof. Talk to him yourself. I don't want to fetch him. He's coming, I tell you. Ah, what a burden, Lord, to be the father of a grown-up daughter. I'll cut my throat. I will, indeed. We cursed him, abused him, drove him out, and it's all you.
No, it was you.
I tell you, it's not my fault. You talk to him yourself.
My heart's palpitating awfully. My foot's gone to sleep. And something keeps pulling in my side. You're lying.
Oh, Natalia?
Yeah. Forgive us, Ivan.
Okay, the medals are yours. Yes, yours. Do sit down. Oh, we were wrong.
I did it on principle. My land is worth little to me, but the principle.
Yes, the principal. Just so. No, let's talk of something else.
The more so as I have evidence. My aunt's grandmother gave the land to your father's grandfather's peasants.
Yes, let that pass. I wish you knew how to get them started. Are you going to start shooting soon?
I'm thinking of having a go at the blackcock, honored Natalia Stepanovna, after the harvest. Oh, have you heard? Just think what a misfortune I've had. My dog, guess who you know, has gone lame.
What a pity. Why?
I don't know. Must have gotten twisted or bitten by some other dog. Oh, my very best dog, to say nothing of the expense. I gave Mironov 125 rubles for him.
Papa gave 85 rubles for his squeezer, and squeezer is heaps better than Gus.
Squeezer better than guess? What an idea! Squeezer better than guess.
Of course he's better, of course. Squeezer is young and he may develop a bit, but on points and pedigree he's better than anything that even Volchansnetsky has got.
Excuse me, Natalia Stepanovna, but you forget that he is overshot. And an overshot always means the dog is a bad hunter.
Overshot is it? The first time I hear it.
I assure you that his lower jaw is shorter than the upper.
Have you measured?
Yes. He's all right at following, of course. But if you want him to get a hold of anything, you really want to.
In the first place, our squeezer is a thoroughbred animal, the son of harness and chisels. Well, there's no getting at the pedigree of your dog at all. He's old and as ugly as a worn-out cub horse.
He is old, but I wouldn't take 5 squeezers for him. Now, how can you? Guess is a dog. As for Squeezer, well, he's too funny to argue. Anyone you like has a dog as good as Squeezer. You may find them under every bush almost. 25 rubles would be a handsome price to pay for him.
There's some demon of contradiction in you today, Ivan Vasilievich. First you pretend that the medals are yours, now that guess is better than Squeezer. I don't like people who don't say what they mean, because you know perfectly well that Squeezer is 100 times better than your silly guess. Why do you want to say it isn't?
I see, Natalia Stepanovna, that you consider me either blind or a fool. You must realize that Squeezer is overshot.
It's not true.
Yes, he is.
It's not true.
I shout, madam.
Why talk rot? It's awful. It's time your guess was shot and you compare him with Squeezer.
Excuse me. I cannot continue this discussion. My heart is palpitating.
I've noticed that those hunters argue most who know least.
Madam, please be silent. My heart is going to pieces. Shut up!
I shan't shut up until you acknowledge the squeezer is 100 times better than your guess.
100 times worse! Be hanged to your squeezer. My head, my eyes, my shoulder.
There's no need to hang your silly guess. He's half dead already.
Shut up! Shut up! My heart is bursting!
I shan't shut up.
What's the matter now?
Papa, tell us truly, which is the better dog, our squeezer or his guess?
Stepan Stepanovich, I implore you to tell me just one thing. Is your squeezer overshot or no? Yes or no?
I suppose he is. What does it matter? He's the best dog in the district for all that and so on.
Isn't my guess better? Really, now?
Don't excite yourself, my precious one. Allow me. Your guest certainly has his good points. He's purebred, firm on his feet, his well-sprung ribs and all that. But my dear man, if you want to know the truth, that dog has two defects. He's old and he's short in the muzzle.
Excuse me, my heart. Let's take the facts. You will remember that on the Marusinski hunt, my guess ran neck and neck with the Count's dog, while your squeezer left a whole verse behind.
He got left behind because the Count's whipper-in hit him with his whip.
And with good reason. The dogs are running after a fox when Squeezer goes and starts worrying a sheep.
It's not true, my dear fellow. I'm very liable to lose my temper, and so just because of that, let's stop arguing. You started because everybody is always jealous of everybody else's dogs. Yes, we're all like that. You too, sir, aren't blameless. You no sooner notice that some dog is better than yours, that better than your guess, then you begin with this, that, and the other, and all that. I remember everything.
I remember too.
I remember too. What do you remember?
Oh, my heart. My foot's gone to sleep. I can't.
Oh, my heart. What sort of a hunter are you? You ought to go and lie on the kitchen oven and catch black beetles, not go after foxes. My heart.
Yes, really. What sort of a hunter are you anyway? You ought to sit at home with your palpitations and not go tracking animals. You could go hunting, but you only go to argue with people and interfere with their dogs and so on. Let's change the subject in case I lose my temper. You're not a hunter at all anyway.
And are you a hunter? You only go hunting to get in with a count and to intrigue. Oh, my heart. You're an intriguer.
What? I, an intriguer? Shut up.
Intriguer?
Boy pup.
Old rat? Jesuit?
Shut up or I'll shoot you like a partridge, you fool.
Everyone knows. Oh, my heart. Your late wife used to beat you. Oh, my feet, my temples, my back. I fall.
And you're under the slipper of your housekeeper.
There. Oh, my heart's burst. My shoulders come off. Where is my shoulder? Oh, a doctor.
Boy, milksop fool. I'm sick. Sick.
I said I'm sick, Natalia. Go yell at him for me. Ask him what sort of a hunter he is. Natalia, please.
What sort of hunter are you?
What sort of a hunter are you? You can't even sit on the horse, Papa. What's the matter with him? Papa. He went for the village. He's dead.
I'm sick. I can't breathe. Air.
He's dead. He went for the village. What have you done to me? He's dead. A doctor.
What is it? What's the matter?
He's dead.
Who's dead? So he is. My word. Water. A doctor. Hey, drink this. No, he doesn't drink. Means he's dead and all that. Ah, I'm the most unhappy of men. Why don't I just put a bullet in my brain? Why haven't I cut my throat yet? What am I waiting for? Give me a knife. Give me a pistol. Oh, he seems to be coming around. Drink some water. That's right.
I see stars. Yes. Where am I?
Hurry up and get married and, well, to the devil with you. She's willing. She's willing and all that. I give you my blessing and so on. Only leave me in peace.
Hey, what? What? To who? To whom?
She's willing. Well, kiss and be damned to you. Natalia, look. Natalia, you're lying.
Oh, he's alive. Yes. Yes, I'm willing.
Kiss
I'm
each
willing.
other. Kiss each other.
Oh, very nice too. Excuse me. What's it all about? Oh, now I understand. My heart. I'm happy. Natalia Stepanovna, my foot's gone to sleep.
I'm happy too.
Oh, what a weight off my shoulders. Oh,
But still, you will admit now that guess is worse than squeezer.
Better.
Worse?
well, that's the way to start your family bliss. Have some champagne.
He's better.
Worse.
Champagne! Champagne!
Curtain.
My God.
Oh man, yes, that's a lot of fun. It's just such a
Chekhov is so bloody serious.
yeah. I know. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Is that it's like
Farce. This is wonderful.
yeah.
You know, like he was writing right around the time of the oncoming Bolshevik Revolution. It was already in the air, and the riches were feeling very threatened about their land. Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, my understanding is that he was writing in the 1890s, and it was still before the first. I think like 1905 was when they first had the real sort of beginnings of something. That then it didn't have the revolution till 1970.
But I wonder if that's what Tolstoy had against him, because Tolstoy was rich, right? Wasn't Tolstoy pretty well off, and Chekhov pretty poor? Yeah. Chekhov wrote more about, he spoofed on the rich.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. He did do a lot of that, and yeah, that's the whole thing. Is that Chekhov was from working class beginnings, and he really worked himself out and became a doctor. And the way he paid for being a doctor was by writing all of these short stories and various other things. So he was a really.
How the world has changed. Today, all my doctor friends are doctors to support their habits of doing playing jazz or writing classical music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the way it worked then.
Is that true? Did I hear you right, Paul? That Chekhov supported his physician career by writing plays?
I believe that it was really to pay for his training, because he came from a family that didn't have money, so in order to sort of pay for his doctoral training. My understanding, I'm not totally clear on it, but I believe that it was part of like paying for his education that he started writing.
Not the career. Not the career. Okay, I misunderstood. So he paid for his education with his playwrights.
Well, no, with his writing. He was writing short stories and a lot of very funny short fiction that he would write, where he got paid by the word, so he'd write a lot of it.
Yes, that makes more sense. I know a couple of models over the years. I've met two models. One of them was a patient who was modeling to pay for their PhD. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Michael,
Yes, that was a lot of fun stuff there.
That was so much fun.
just the sort of topping and the going off, and it's like, all right, you're gonna get married, okay? It's just that the father has to step in at the end. It's like the proposal. He never gets around to proposing. The father's just like, he wants to propose. He's not gonna. All right, let's just get it done. It's great. I love that. So the wedding is everybody. Christine, do you realize Anna Martinova Zemukaina has a lot of lines, right? You know that?
No, I don't see it.
Okay, we're on page 45, the wedding. And,
Oh, you mean like from the time that they call her Anna at first, it's menu. I was looking for the first name.
yeah, no, it's Zemukaina. So that's yeah, that's what it is. And
What a
then,
hoot. Okay, sorry about that.
Anna, can I interrupt for a quick second? Anna,
Yeah.
your name Russian? Are you Russian?
that's her character name. It's Christina.
I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm dying to know how you pronounce these names, but never mind.
Is anybody having? Yeah, I'm not. My Anton Pavlovich. I mean that it's like that on the first.
I have my Paul Schmidt Chekhov here, which has.
Hey, Ken.
It doesn't have full pronunciation, but it does have accents on the syllables that are stressed. So I can try and.
Is it Stepanovna or Stepanovna?
Give me 1 sec just to find the wedding.
Your second is up.
Timovania? No. How do you say Natasha's last name?
Natasha's last name, Timofeevna. Timofeevna.
Timofeevna.
Yep.
Timofeevna. Like the third accent is usually syllable. The third syllable is usually accented.
Third syllable.
Evdokim Zarovovich Zigalov. Zigalov, I think.
Here it's Zigalov.
Timofeevna.
Zigalov.
Natasha Timofeevna.
Tashchenka. Epaminond Maximovich Aplombov.
Amelia, if it's
and in the heat of battle, you're gonna forget those pronunciations completely.
Amelia, if it's handy and not too long, can you just tell me if it's Stepanovna or Stepanovna in the play we just did?
Let me see. I know I have the proposal in here. I believe it's Stepanovna.
Mine's easy.
Yeah, it's Stepanovna.
Stepanovna. I did it wrong.
Stepanovna.
You gotta do it again.
Stepanovna. Yeah, that's the third syllable again.
Yakovalevich. Fyodor Yakovalevich.
Revanov Karolov, a retired captain. Andrei Andreevich Nunin, an insurance agent.
Oh, I said the name wrong the whole show. We got to go back and do it again. Sorry.
Yes, please.
We'll fix it in post. Yeah.
When we loop.
ADR, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just sort of like put in Russian name. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way we're going to get back at the Russians for interfering with our election. We'll mispronounce their names. Yeah.
That, suckers.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anna Martinovna Zemukaina, a midwife, age 30, in a brilliantly red dress. Ivan Mihailovich Yats, a telegraphist. Harlambi Spiridonovich Dimba, a Greek confectioner. Dmitry Stepanovich Mozovgovi, a sailor of the Russian army, groomsmen, gentlemen, waiters. Okay, so are we all ready to begin?
Yep.
The scene is laid in one of the rooms of Andronov's restaurant, a brilliantly illuminated room. A large table laid for supper. Waiters in dress jackets are fussing around the table. An orchestra behind the scene is playing the music of the last figure of a quadrille. Anna Martinova Zemukaina Yats and a groomsman cross the stage.
No.
Pity on us, have pity.
No.
You can't go on like this. Where are you off to? What about the Grand Ronde? Grand Ronde, s'il vous plaît. Enter Natasha.
You had much better be dancing than upsetting me with your speeches.
That's mine. You had much better be done.
I am so sorry.
Upsetting me with your speeches.
Excuse me, I am not Spinoza or anybody of that sort to go making figures of 8 with my legs. I am a serious man and I have a character and I see no amusement in empty pleasures. But it isn't just a matter of dances. You must excuse me, Maman. But there's a good deal in your behavior that I am unable to understand. For instance, in addition to objects of domestic importance, you promised also to give me, with your daughter, 2 lottery tickets. Where are they? Hmm?
My head's aching a little. I expect it's on account of the weather. If only it could be sold.
You won't get out of it like that. I only found out today that those tickets are in pawn. You must excuse me, Maman, but it's only swindlers who behave like that. I'm not doing this out of egotism. No. I don't want your tickets, but on principle, I don't allow myself to be done by anybody. I have made your daughter happy, and if you don't give me the tickets today, I'll make short work of her. I'm an honorable man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The cook asks if you would like the ices served with rum, Madeira, or by themselves.
With rum. Tell the manager that there's not enough wine. Tell him to prepare some more haute sauterne. You also promised and agreed that a general was to have supper here. Huh? Where is he?
That isn't my fault, my dear.
Well, whose fault is it then?
It's Andrei Andreevich's fault. Yesterday he came to see us and promised to bring a perfectly real gentleman. I suppose he couldn't find one anywhere, or he had her brought him. You think we don't mind? We'd begrudge our child nothing, our general, of course.
But there's more. Everybody, including yourself, Maman, is aware of the fact that yes, that telegraphist was after Dashenka before I proposed to her. Yes. Why did you invite him? Huh? Surely you knew it would be unpleasant for me.
Oh, how can you? Peter Maximovich, you were married only yesterday, and you're already tired me and Dashenka out with your talk. What will you be like in a year's time? You are horrid, really horrid.
Then you don't like to hear the truth. Aha! Then behave honorably. I only want you to do one thing. Be honorable.
Couples dancing the grand rond come in at one door and out at the other end. The first couple are Dashenka with one of the groomsmen. The last are Yats and Zemukaina. The 2 remain behind. Zigalov and Dimba enter up and go to the table. Promenade, messieurs, promenade. The dancers have all left the scene.
Have pity, adorable Anya Martinovna.
Oh, what, man? I've already told you that I've no voice today.
I implore you to sing just one note. Have pity. Just one note.
I'm tired of you.
No, you're simply heartless. So cruel, if I may express myself, and to have such a beautiful, beautiful voice. Such a voice, if you will forgive my using the word, you shouldn't be a midwife, but sing at concerts, at public gatherings. For example, how divinely you do that fioritura, that is, I love you, love was vain and exquisite.
I love you and I love you. Is that it?
That's it. Beautiful.
No, I have no voice today. There. Wave this fan for me. It's hot. Epaminondas Maximovich, why are you so melancholy? A bridegroom shouldn't be. Aren't you ashamed of yourself, you wretch? Well, what are you so thoughtful about?
At Plumbov.
I got carried away. Listening to them. I got carried away. I lost my place.
Page 51.
Oh, marriage is a serious step. Everything must be considered from all sides thoroughly.
What beastly skeptics you all are. I feel quite suffocated with you all around. Give me atmosphere. Do you hear? Give me atmosphere.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Fan me, or I feel I shall have a heart attack in a minute. Tell me, please, why do I feel so suffocated?
It's because you're sweating.
Yeah. Vulgar you are. Don't dare to use such words.
Beg pardon. Of course, you're used, if I may say so, to aristocratic society and people who are...
Oh, leave me alone. Give me poetry delight. Or fan me. Just fan me.
Let's have another. One can always drink. So long only. Harlambiti Spiridonovich, as one doesn't forget one's business. Drink and be merry, and if you can drink at somebody else's expense, then why not drink? You can drink your health. And do you have tigers in Greece? Dimba, that was you, Missy. Are you there? Do you have tigers in Greece? Yes. And lions?
And lions too. In Russia there's nothing, and in Greece there's everything. My father and uncle and brothers, and there's nothing.
And are there whales in Greece?
Yes, everything.
What are they all eating and drinking like that for? It's time for everybody to sit down to supper. Oh, don't keep shoving your fork into the lobsters. They're for the general. He may come yet.
And are there lobsters in Greece?
Yes, there's everything.
And civil servants?
I can imagine what the atmosphere is like in Greece.
Well, there must be a lot of swindling. The Greeks are just like the Armenians or gypsies. They sell you a sponge or a goldfish, and all the time they're looking out for a chance of getting something extra out of you. Let's have another, what?
Oh, what do you want to go having another for? It's time everybody sat down to supper. It's past 11.
If it's time, then it's time. Ladies and gentlemen, please, supper, young people.
Dear visitors, please be seated.
Give me some poetry. And he, the rebel, seeks the storm, as if the storm can give him peace. Give me the storm.
Wonderful woman. I'm in love up to my ears.
Enter Dashenko, Moscovi, groomsmen, various ladies and gentlemen. They all noisily seat themselves at the table. There is a minute pause while the band plays a march. Ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you this. We're going to have a great many toasts and speeches. Don't let's wait, but begin at once. Ladies and gentlemen, the newly married. The band plays a flourish. Cheers. Glasses are touched. Aplomov and Dashenka kiss each other.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I must say, ladies and gentlemen, giving honor where it is due, that this room and the accommodation generally are splendid. Excellent. Wonderful. Only, you know, there's one thing we haven't got. Electric light, if I may say so. Into every country, electric light has already been introduced. Only Russia lags behind.
Electricity. In my opinion, electric lighting is just a swindle. They put a live coal in and think you don't see them. No, if you want a light, then you don't take a coal, but something real, something special that you can get hold of. You must have a fire, you understand, which is natural, not just an invention.
If you'd ever seen an electric battery and how it's made up, you think differently.
Don't want to see one. It's a swindle, a fraud on the public. They want to squeeze our last breath out of us. We know these and young men, instead of defending a swindle, you would be much better occupied if you had another yourself and poured out some for other people. Yes.
I entirely agree with you, Papa. Why start a learned discussion? I myself have no objection to talking about everything possible scientific and discovery, but this isn't the time for all that. What do you think, ma chère?
They want to show how educated they are, and so they always talk about things we can't understand.
Oh, thank God we've lived our time without being educated. And here we are marrying off our third daughter to an honest man. And if you think we're uneducated, then what did you want to come here for? Go to your educated friends.
I, Nastasia Timofeevna, have always held your family in respect, and if I did start talking about electric lighting, it doesn't mean that I'm proud. I'll drink to show you. I have always sincerely, Daria Evdokimovna, a good husband. In these days, Nastasia Timofeevna, it is difficult to find a good husband nowadays. Everybody is on the lookout for a marriage where there is profit, money.
That's a hint.
I wasn't hinting at anything.
No?
The present company is always accepted. I was only in general, please. Everybody knows that you're marrying for love. The dowry is quite trifling.
No, it isn't trifling. You be careful what you say. Besides 1,000 rubles of good money, we're giving 3 dresses, the bed, and all the furniture. You won't find another dowry like that in a hurry.
I didn't mean the furniture's splendid, of course, and the dresses, but I never hinted at what they are getting offended at.
Oh, don't you go making hints. We respect you on account of your parents, and we've invited you to the wedding, and here you go talking. If you knew that Epidemon Maximovich was marrying for profit, why didn't you say so before? I brought her up. I fed her. I nursed her. I cared for her more than if she was an emerald jewel, my little girl.
And you go and believe him? Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to you. And as for you, Mr. Yats, although you are acquainted with me, I shan't allow you to behave like this in another's house. Please get out of this.
What do you mean?
I mean you to be as straightforward as I am. In short, please get out.
Oh, leave him alone. Sit down. Is it worth it? Let him be. Stop it now.
I don't understand. Please, I'll go. Only you first give me the 5 rubles which you borrowed from me last year on the strength of a piqué waistcoat, if I may say so. Then I'll just have another drink and go. Only give me the money first.
Oh, sit down. That's enough. Is it worth it? Worth it for such trifles. The health of the bride's parents, Evdokim Zarovich and Natasya Timofeevna. I thank you. I thank you, dear guests. I am very grateful to you for not having forgotten and for having conferred this honor upon us without being standoffish. And you must not think that I'm a rascal or that I'm trying to swindle anybody. I'm speaking from my heart, from the purity of my soul. I wouldn't deny anything to good people. We thank you very humbly.
Mama, why are you crying? I'm so happy.
Mama is disturbed at your coming separation, but I should advise her rather to remember the last talk we had.
Don't cry, Nastasia Timofeevna. Just are human tears anyway. That's psychiatry and nothing more.
And are there any red-haired men in Greece?
Yes, everything is there.
But you don't have our kinds of mushroom.
Yes, we've got them and everything.
Harlampi Spiridonovich, it's your turn to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, a speech. Speech. Your turn.
Why, I don't understand. What is it?
No, you can't refuse. It's your turn. Get up.
I can't say that. There's Russia and there's Greece. There's people in Russia and people in Greece. And there's people swimming in the sea in caravans, which means ships, and people in the land in railway trains. I understand. We are Greeks and you're Russian. I want nothing. I can tell you there's Russia and there's Greece.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, don't eat now. Wait, just 1 minute. Natasha Timofeevna, just come here if you don't mind. Just listen. The general's coming. I found one at last. I'm simply worn out. A real general, a solid one. Old, aged, perhaps 80 or even 90.
When is he coming?
This minute. You'll be grateful to me to all your life.
You're not deceiving me, Andre, darling.
Now, am I a swindler? You needn't worry.
Oh, who doesn't like to spend money for nothing, Andre, darling?
Don't you worry. He's not a general. He's a dream. And I said to him, "You've quite forgotten us, Your Excellency. It isn't even kind, Your Excellency, to forget your old friends, Natasha Timovania," I said to him. "She's very annoyed with you about it." And he says to me, "But my friend, how can I go when I don't know the bridegroom?" "Oh, nonsense, Your Excellency. Why stand on ceremony? The bridegroom," I said to him, "he's a fine fellow, very free and easy. He's a valuer," I said, "at the law courts. And don't you think, Your Excellency, that he's some rascal, some knave of hearts? Nowadays," I said to him, "even decent women are employed at the law courts." He slapped me on the shoulder. We smoked a Havana cigar each. And now he's coming. Wait a little, ladies and gentlemen. Don't eat.
When's he coming?
This minute. When I left him, he was already putting on his galoshes. Wait a little, ladies and gentlemen. Don't eat yet.
The band should be told to play a march.
Musicians, a march.
The band plays a march for a minute. Mr. Revunov Garulov. Zigala, Natavia, and Rooney run to meet him. Enter Revunov Garulov.
Oh, please come in, Your Excellency. We're so glad you've come.
Awfully.
Your Excellency, aren't celebrities. We aren't important, but quite ordinary. But don't think on that account that there's any fraud. We put good people into the best place. We begrudge nothing. Please.
Awfully glad.
Let me introduce to you, Your Excellency, the bridegroom, Epimenad Maximovich Aplomov, with his newly married wife, Ivan Milakovich Yats, employed on the Telegraph, a foreigner of Greek nationality, a confectioner by trade, Halapi Spinojosh Dimba Osaplikovich Babalemsky, and so on and so on. The rest are just trash. Sit down, Your Excellency.
Awfully. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say 2 words to Andre. I say, old man, I'm a bit put out. Why do you call me Your Excellency? I'm not a general. I don't rank as the equivalent of a colonel even.
I know, only Fyodor Lekovakovich, be a good man and let us call you Your Excellency. The family here, you see, is patriarchal. It respects the aged. It likes rank.
Oh, well, if it's like that, very well. Awfully!
Oh, sit down, Your Excellency. Be as good as to have some of this, Your Excellency. Only forgive us for not being used to etiquette. We're plain people.
Yeah? Yes. In the old days, everyone used to live simply and was happy. Well, in spite of my rank, I'm a man who lives plainly. Today, Andre comes to me and asks me to come here to the wedding. How shall I go? I said. When I don't know them, it's not good manners, but he says, they are good, simple, patriarchal people, glad to see anybody. Well, if that's the case, why not? Very glad to come. It's very dull for me at home by myself, and if my presence at a wedding can make anyone happy, then I'm delighted to be here.
Then that's sincere, is it, Your Excellency? I respect that. I'm a plain man myself, without any deception, and I respect others who are like that. Eat, Your Excellency.
Is it long since you retired, Your Excellency?
Yes, quite true. Yes. But excuse me, what is this? No, this fish is sour. And the bread is sour. I can't eat this. Your health. Yeah. Yes. In the old days, everything was simple, and everyone was glad. I love simplicity. I am an old man. I retired in 1865. I'm 72. Yes, of course, in my younger days I was different, but you there? Sailor, are you?
Yes, just so.
So, yes, the Navy means hard work. There's a lot to think about and get a headache over. Every significant word has, so to speak, its special meaning. For instance, Hoist to top sheets and mainsail. Now, what's it mean? You see, a sailor can tell with almost mathematical precision.
Oh, the health of His Excellency Fyodor Yakovlevich Rivanov-Karolov.
The band plays a flourish. Cheers.
You, Your Excellency, have just expressed yourself on the subject of the hard work involved in a naval career. But is telegraphy any easier? Nowadays, Your Excellency, nobody is appointed to the telegraphs if he cannot read and write French and German. But the transmission of telegrams is the most difficult thing of all, awfully difficult. Just listen.
What does that mean?
It means, I honor you, Your Excellency, for your use. You think it's easy? Listen now.
Well, louder, I can't hear you.
That means, Madam, how happy I am to hold you in my embraces.
What madam are you talking about? Yes. If there's a headwind, you must, let's see, you must hoist your foretop halyards and topsail halyards. The order is on the cross trees to the foretop halyards and topsail halyards, and at the same time the sail lets loose, and you take hold underneath of the foresail and the fore topsail halyards, stays and braces.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And yes, there are a great many orders to give. Yeah. You furl the topsails and the foretop gallant sail. Now, what does that mean? It's very simple. It means that if the top and top gallant sails are lifting the halyards, they must level the foretop and foretop gallants halyards on the hoist, and at the same time the top gallants braces as needed are loosened according to the directions of the wind.
Fyodor Yakovlevich, Madame Zikolov asks you to talk about something else. It's very dull for the guests who can't understand.
What? Young man, now suppose that the ship is lying by the wind on the starboard tack under the full sail. You've got to bring it to the wind. Now, what's the order? Well, first, you whistle from above.
Fyodor Yakovlevich, that's enough. Eat something.
And as soon as the men are on the deck, you give them the orders. To your places. What a life. You give orders, and at the same time, you've got to keep your eyes on the sailors who run about like flashes of lightning and get the sails and braces right. And at last, you can't restrain yourself and you shout, "Good children."
On this occasion, so to speak, on the day in which we have met together to honor our dear...
Yes, you've got to remember that, all that. For instance, hoist the topsail halyards, lower the topsail galleons.
Why does he keep on interrupting? We shan't get through a single speech like that.
We are dull people, Your Excellency, and don't understand a word of all that. But if you want to tell us something appropriate...
I've already had my supper, thank you. Did you say there was a goose? Thanks. Yes, I've remembered the old days. It's pleasant, young man. You sail on the sea, you have no worries, and do you remember the joy of tacking? Is there a sailor who doesn't glow at the memory of that maneuver? As soon as the word is given and the whistle is blown and the crew begins to go up, it's as if an electric spark has run through them all, from the captain to the cabin boy, and everyone's excited.
How dull. How dull.
Oh, thank you. I've had my supper. Everyone's ready and looks at the senior officer, and he gives the command. Stand by the galleons and topsails, brace on the starboard side, main and counterpoise braces to port. And in a twinkling, top sheets, jib sheets are pulled, taken to starboard. The ship takes the wind. At last, the sail fills out, and the senior officer orders to the braces, and himself keeps an eye on the mainsail. And at last, when this sail is filling out, and the ship begins to turn, he yells at the top of his voice, "Let go the braces, loose the main halyards," and everything flies about. And there's a general confusion for a moment, and everything is done without an effort. The ship has been tacked.
Oh, General, your manners! You ought to be ashamed of yourself at your age.
Is a sausage? No, I haven't had any, thank you.
I say you ought to be ashamed of yourself, and you're a general. Your manners are awful.
Ladies and gentlemen, is it worth it, really?
In the first place, now I'm not a general, but a second-class naval captain, which, according to the table of precedence, corresponds to a lieutenant colonel.
If you're not a general, then what did you go and take our money for? We never paid you money to behave like that.
What money?
You know what money? You know that you got 25 rubles from Andrei Andreevich. And you luck out, Andrei. I never asked you to hire a man like that.
Now let it drop. It's worth it.
What is it?
Just let me ask you this. Did you receive 25 rubles from Andrei Andreevich?
What 25 rubles? Oh, that's what it is. Now I understand it all. How mean. How mean.
Did you take the money?
I haven't taken any money. Get away from me. How mean. How low. To insult an old man, a sailor, an officer who has served long and faithfully. If you were decent people, I could call somebody out. But what can I do now? There's the door. Which way do I go? Waiter! Show me the way out. How mean. How low.
Andrei, where are those 25 rubles?
Is it worthwhile bothering about such trifles? What does it matter? Everybody's happy here, and here you go. The health of the bride and bridegroom.
I'm suffocating.
Of the health of the bridegroom.
I'm suffocating. Give me atmosphere. I'm suffocating with you all around me.
My beauty, my beauty.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion, if I may say so, let's just have a nice time.
That's it.
Curtain.
That's a comedy.
Thank you all very much. He's a funny writer. I mean, I think it's just so funny and so much like the way, there's so much about that stuff
That's what comes out of me.
So next is the anniversary.
Huh?
Are we doing the anniversary?
I don't know. Are we doing the anniversary?
I didn't see it on the cast list.
I didn't. Yeah, because I wasn't sure if we'd do that or not. I mean, how do people feel? I think maybe we've done enough for tonight. Three good.
I'm having fun.
What?
I'm having fun.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm having fun too. It's great, and it's just. I mean, especially with the wedding. I mean, it was just so much like what weddings are like. Like you're trying to get like the big celebrity to show up at the wedding.
You could almost see it as a Robert Altman movie.
Yes, yes.
Cut.
Yes.
I didn't read the proposal, but if you want to quickly cast it and read it, I'm game.
The anniversary. You just read the proposal. You just pronounced the name wrong the whole time.
You've been there and done that, yo. Anna, everybody, I got lost. You guys are doing so great. I got lost in the comedy. It's like, oh my God, this is great. It's like, oh my life.
Yeah. Now I sort of think maybe it should be like the proposal, then the wedding, and then the tragedian in spite of himself.
Yes.
As yeah. But yeah, so this was a lot of fun. So thank you all very much, and
putting this together. It's such a nice
yes, Paul.
Nice silly change from heavy duty Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Hey, what's next Thursday? What do you have next?
I haven't actually said yet. I think we'll probably do some. What I'm thinking of doing is either some Shaw one acts or possibly doing Act 5 of Cymbeline is written by Shakespeare, and then Act 5 of Cymbeline is rewritten by Shaw. I think that might be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll do that first, and then if we have time for any other Shaw things, like maybe his puppet play of Shakes versus Shav or something like that.
Yeah. And if you ever want to do something with Man and Superman like that, that'd be good.
Yeah. Well,
So Shaw is actually public domain, or these are just certain translations?
Oh, I think it's probably public. A lot of it must be public by now.
Yeah, because it's English. I mean, it's not a translation, so I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. It is. Well, see, the thing is that actually Shaw was actually, as a socialist, though, he was actually very canny about copyright. And what he would do is he would keep like sort of slightly changing it and then recopyright it. So, but I'm pretty sure that I don't know if all of his things are out of copyright yet, but just about everything, there's an earlier version that's out of copyright. So
sometimes if you ask for a PDF on something, you get things you would not imagine. They just come up.
Yes, there's lots of fun things there, lots of great stuff in the public domain, as are these translations. So,
what is PDF actually?
Paul?
Yeah.
I want to throw something out there. Last Saturday, Joe Hamill, who I haven't heard from in years, contacted me to do a reading in Soldiers and Sailors, where Hudson Warehouse performs.
Yeah.
We got together and we did All's Well, and he changed. You didn't have one part the whole play. So I was Claudius in one scene, Benedict in another scene, Messenger 3 in another scene, Don John in another scene. It was magic, and everybody stayed apart. And it was so wonderful to be acting again in real time, in real space with real people.
Where did you do this? In the park, Central Park?
No, Soldiers and Sailors, where Hudson Warehouse performed.
It's right over my garden. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So we should do that.
Oh, that's a good spot.
You can stay 20 feet apart and act. It's fine.
Yeah.
Great spot.
Mostly people just read. A couple of us got up and moved around, but everybody stayed apart.
Yeah.
Memo. Wait there. Memo, I just looked it up. PDF means portable document format.
Yep.
Ben, if you do any more around there, give me a call because I'm right in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. I didn't.
Right over my garden. You know where it is.
Yeah, I do. I didn't set this up, but I want to set one up for Saturday or Sunday. Who's free?
This Saturday or Sunday? Maybe not this week. It's supposed to be rainy this week.
Oh,
yeah, we're gonna be drenched on Saturday.
If it doesn't rain Sunday, who's free? And
I might be able to make it if we do it on Sunday, I think.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, Saturday we're doing Winter's Tale on Instant Shakespeare here, so this afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard from you.
What?
Well, Saturday I got to be Dr. Ben until the late afternoon, but Sunday maybe.
Yeah, Sunday might be. Because hey, the census is done. I'm no longer working for the census now, so they just sort of sent a thing like, "Hey, thank you, goodbye. We're going to pick up your stuff tomorrow." So.
Is it illegal the census guarantees that there's anonymity, right? So if somebody wanted to find out if somebody was living there in their name or whatever, could they go into the census or not?
No, they couldn't. Just like if it's a census person, any information that I picked up, which I forget anyways, but to take information like that would be a serious crime to try and give out people's information because yes, it is. I even took an oath that I would be respectful of keep people's information private. Even though we don't ask for the really important stuff like Social Security, but we did ask for birthdays. So that is also personal information that is valuable. But really, we just want to know how many people are living in this place, And I just really felt that all of the people who were working there were doing a